If this video found you, you may be feeling, you'll know it's definitely for you. If this video found you, it's definitely for you. But how you're going to know that this is for you is that you sort of feel like you have been waiting and waiting, and you're getting a little bit frustrated with all this waiting, and you know that everything is going according to plan, but it's almost like the waiting sort of makes the creative force of the human system, because the body can feel like something is up, and if that's you, then there is this recognition that from the body that you know that something is coming, because every time you've tried to let it go, it's come back around. We've never experienced this before in this way. It's really odd. It's very interesting. It's like something is, you're trying to get rid of something, but then it comes back, Then something is meant to be, like Gaia has her hand in there, but you don't know, but you don't see the whole picture yet, right? Just like us, you may not see the full picture yet, but that does not mean that this is not going in the right direction. Because sometimes when you have clarified your field, you have telepathy between people. These are thought forms that spring from one to the other. Sometimes you have a thought about someone that might mean that they thought about you. There's a lot of telepathy that you can train in. It's like who sent and who received, right? Know when you are just creating something, basically taking the telepathy and just making something up. That's a fantasy, right? It's important that we know the difference, that we can see truth. Because once we're getting into higher and higher frequencies, we are all going to be much more telepathic in the coming years. Much more. And people will either think that they're going crazy, or they will start to master this art of being a human. This is to prepare everyone of what's to come in the coming years, because as the frequency of the planet is increasing, so does all of your abilities. And if you haven't learned how everything actually works, that you are a soul operating a body, you might get a bit confused with how you're supposed to make sense of it. And it's really important to make sense of it, because only when you make sense of something can you fully comprehend it, so that you can get what is needed for you to actually do what you came here for. Your soul mission. That's why you're here. You're here to bring through your gift through your body. That's why you're here, my dear. You are precious beings, all of you, gifting the planet with your light. But it's not always a dance on roses, so to speak. It's not only peace, love and light. It's real feelings, frustrations of the body. The body is like something has to happen. Getting frustrated. All of these remnants of the dualistic world, sort of old hiccups, right? But they still need to come up. They still need to be seen and, I see you, buddy. It's okay. We don't need to go there anymore. And then slowly but surely, you are being ushered forward in your life in a way that is really meaningful to you. Because once you're following this system, once you're following your body, that's what the game is. Follow the body. And so if the body says stay put, well, we're now getting some nudge to move a little bit. That feels good. Follow what your body guides you to. Your body will guide you. This is Gaia through you. This is the activation. But you know that once that triggers into your body has different electrons running through the system now. It's like you're literally getting different code of frequency. Because we're speaking on so many different levels, we're also speaking on the subconscious level to awaken all of your cells so that you can get enlivened by your own energy system. We just simply know the correct perspective so that you have more energy. And it's a work in progress also. It's not like, and then you have more energy. Sometimes there are bits twists and turns depending on where you are in consciousness. But it is just a change in perspective, because once you change perspective to the holistic perspective, which is that you see accurately energy according to how a soul sees energy, that's a bigger perspective. And so it supersedes the dualistic perspective of this made-up world, where you think that you are the body. That's incorrect. You are operating a body. And it's time that many of you woke up to that you are the soul operating the body. And if you're not acting as that, start to act like that until it becomes a game. Because if you're in the lower frequencies, it doesn't feel like a game. But when you start to get into the higher frequencies, then you start to feel like it is a game again. That's what it is. That's when you turn up the frequency. You start to inject the things that's needed in your space in order to make movement. You're allowed to do that. You're allowed to inject yourself here and see the consequences. It is a wonderful game when you are playing with consciousness. There are many different consciousnesses here that desires to speak to you. We are feeling that it sort of goes from one to the other a little bit, sort of like one shared something and then there was another. And so this is our practice of exploring consciousness and knowing when someone is calling you, when you have someone on the mind, knowing what to do with that, because when you're so open, you can feel everything. And when you're open, yeah, you can feel everything. That's the thing. Like, it's such a wonderful way to learn telepathy through Gaia and through the guides here. We are learning every single day, and so now we're speaking a little bit from the human, right? So we have a lot of different consciousnesses here, and so we are practicing with giving you uplifting messages from Jesus and the archangels to assist humanity in making these transitions, because it's a big one, you know. It takes practice to do this. It takes practice to know how to shift in consciousness, to have all of the right, what should we say, all of the signals of the body, that you have that correctly placed within your consciousness, simply because there are many things that beings do, and they assume. There are a lot of assumptions in the human consciousness, and these assumptions, they are hindering true union amongst people. And these are all injections of erroneous code, so to speak, from your society's movies, from friends and families and distorted views. And these are what we are here to clear up, because once you are clearing those up, they become a non-issue, so they don't create distortions in your field, because you are a light being. You are literally transmitting light from above and below. It sort of ping-pongs back and forth like this. And literally, depending on what you are contemplating in thoughts, can screw the energy so that the projector screen is not working properly. It's sort of like that. But once you and all what's needed, it's not so complicated. You can heal from being a narcissist, being an empath, and all of that dynamic, from having illnesses in the body, having things happen to you. You can correct it all with just the holistic perspective. Just seeing the energetic truth and piecing together how things are actually working here. It might sound outrageous, but that is factual according to how human energy works. And so that is what we are putting to the test, because we are shifting every single day. We are receiving channelings every single day. It's either a channeling or there is a processing towards more openness to channel. And we do that every single day. If you wish to join us and try out one of those calibrations to calibrate back into alignment with who you are, you can join us for these Heya live sessions. I think they're called Heya events. It's a WhatsApp group. Join that, and then you will see the next one coming up. All right. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll talk to you again in the next ones. Send you so much love. Take care. Ciao.